Hello. I know you all just sat down. Could you stand for me again? Please rise. We are going to say this Pledge of Allegiance. The flag. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
It is important that we demonstrate respect for the historic and contemporary presence of indigenous people in California, and particularly the San Diego area. It is important for us to recognize that our school resides on what are historically the traditional homelands of the indigenous peoples who were dispossessed of their homelands. We are grateful and appreciative to the indigenous peoples who are traditional caretakers of the land for the use of their lands on which to work, study, and learn. In this spirit, we would like to acknowledge and pay our respects to the Luciño, Cahuilla, Peño, Kumeyaay, Northern Diegueño tribes, and all the American Indian and indigenous peoples and communities who have been and continue to be part of these homelands in California. All right. Thank you, everybody, for pivoting and making it here tonight to join us in this celebration of our graduates that we have seated here in the front rows. We're extremely glad you could be here tonight, and I think everything that we all pulled together is kind of a reflection of who we are at my academy. We take great pride in our ability to pivot on a moment's notice to meet the needs of our students wherever they are in their learning journey. And today, that pivot was to honor and celebrate with these graduates the achievement that they made in completing their high school journey. And so I'd like to thank you all for being here. To the graduates, I'd like to just tell you that today is, you probably are tired of the people telling you what to do and giving you advice and all that stuff. They're ready to jump off and go base jumping into life on your own and, see where that takes you. But today's not the end of a journey, but it's rather the beginning of your next. And I think as you move through life, one of the things that you want to think about is that there's not a single event or a single action or a single result that's going to define what you do today or tomorrow or the next day. Happiness and success, and wherever you fall in between both of those things, and hopefully you're stacking on top of both of these things, is a series of blocks, just like it took Legos. How many of you have you ever played with Legos? Any of you when you were kids? Nobody has? Okay. Well, you're all nodding your heads. Life is like Legos. You take those Legos and you put them down, and each Lego represents an experience, or each Lego represents an experience, or it represents something that you do. And so you take that Lego and you put it down and you stack it on top of another, and you keep stacking those Legos, and you keep stacking them and stacking them and stacking those successful experiences. And then what happens? Sometimes what you stacked, what happens to it? It falls down. Okay, now, I don't know if any of you ever played baseball or softball, okay? But a 300 hitter in baseball is in the Hall of Fame. 350 hitter, 400 hitter is in the softball Hall of Fame. In San Diego, we had a guy named Tony Gwynn, if you've ever heard of him, who played for the Padres. He was a career 328 hitter or something like that. One of the greatest hitters in baseball history. And so if he was a career 320 hitter, that means he was successful 3 out of 10 times that he tried to hit the ball. And it means that he was not successful 7 out of 10 times that tried to hit the ball. But he got back in and he kept swinging the bat and swinging the bat and swinging the bat, trying to make contact to be success. And so when your Legos get knocked down by somebody that you think that you don't know, by somebody that you think you know, by somebody that's your best friend, or by even yourself. Don't worry when the Legos get knocked down. Get back in the box, pick the bat up, start slinging, start stacking those Legos again and again and again. Because that's what life is. It's a series of Legos that we all get. We start stacking our successes together, and at the end of the day, you'll find that you stack way more successful Legos than you don't. So that's my remarks to you of congratulations. You've all made a big commitment to get here. It's not easy graduating from high school. It's not easy finding your sweet spot, but you need to really compliment yourself for the work you've done to do that, because at the end of the day, the most important person's perspective or opinion of you is your own. What do you think of yourself? And there's a lot of people that don't follow through with the commitments pleaded to high school education like you've done to bring you here tonight to celebrate with us the work that you've done, the achievements you've made. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our Assistant Director, Alyssa Later.
Okay. Welcome, my Academy community. The excitement here is palpable tonight. At this time, I'm inviting the graduates up, and they're already here, so thank you. To begin the expression of gratitude rose ceremony. This ceremony is an extension of a special tradition at my academy where each graduate is invited to share their experience that has brought them to this moment. It reflects my academy's commitment to centering student voice and celebrating the unique journeys of these graduates. Each graduate has the opportunity to present a rose to someone instrumental to their success, a small but meaningful gesture to express their gratitude. Graduates will share who is receiving the rose and a brief statement if they choose to. As we move through this moment of heartfelt acknowledgement, let us all reflect on the power of support, encouragement, and belief in one another.
I gave it to my dad because he's been there for me for a while. He helped me through life, depression. He he didn't give up on me. He helped me through a lot, and I'm thankful for how when he stayed and for everything. Thank you.
I give this rose to my mom because without her, I wouldn't be here today. And I felt like she's giving me the motivation and the drive to keep pushing in school because I would have given up a long time ago, but I'm here because of her. And I give this rose to my mom.
You know, a lot of people think that they need to hide their scars just because they feel it somehow makes them stronger. But the truth is, the more valuable you make of yourself because of your trials, the better the chance to show the right kind of people that there is more than hope for those that experience the loss. All while being honest with ourselves and the community we live in. As I leave this town, I will have learned many things. Resilience is a foundation for love. Revival begins with getting back up, and victory begins with still having that hunger. And that's why I'm giving this flower to my youngest niece daily.
Thank you, graduates. It is my honor to welcome our school counselor, Farhia Omar, to lead the next part of the celebration, which is the awarding of the diplomas.
Christina Rangel Bracamontes. Neil Golden Miner. Mario Alberto Ramirez Jr. Aaron Sky Spears. Okay, I will pass the mic to Larry for the charge to the graduates.
All right. Well, I'm one of the board members, a part of the My Academy, and we help set the policy that all of the teachers and the students participate in order to get through to graduation. And we know this is a really special day in your life, especially for the parents that are here today. We appreciate all the hard work you've done to support your children, to get them to this point in life. And now there's a little more work to do to get them to move forward after this. So appreciate your time and pivoting like we said this morning, getting the news to change venues. So we appreciate it and thank you very much.
All right, so far nobody's hit their head and we're still here, so that's good. At this time, I'd like to have the graduates stand if you would. And you could take the tassel on the top of your head and move it over from the right to the left. Okay, fine. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, and present to you the graduating class of Motivated Youth Academy for the 2026 school year. Congratulations.